The prison on Varno 7 was not a normal place. It was deep under the ground of a cold, dead moon. It was built with sharp black stone, strong steel walls, and strange alien tech that buzzed with blue light. The air always smelled of metal and smoke. Only the most dangerous prisoners were locked inside. But the most feared of all was kept in the lowest chamber, the dragon cell. No one dared to go near it, not even the guards. Inside that cell lived a creature older than the war, stronger than machines. A giant beast with fire inside its belly, wings like blades, eyes that glowed like gold. They didn't call it by name, they just called it the dragon. Every prisoner thrown in that cell had died. Some were burned, some were crushed, some were torn apart. No one lasted longer than a few minutes, so when the Nokians captured a lone human soldier during a surprise border fight, they didn't waste time with questions. He looked weak. His clothes were ripped. His face was bleeding. He had no armor. No gun, nothing. Throw him to the dragon. One Nokian laughed. Let's see how long he lasts, said another. The guards opened the huge metal door. Steam hissed from inside. The floor shook. He pushed the human in and slammed the door. Shut. They laughed again. He's soft. Won't last a minute, someone snorted. But they were wrong. Inside the dragon cell, the air was hot and thick. Steam leaked from cracks in the walls. The floor rumbled like something big was breathing below. The shadows were heavy. But the human stood still. His name was Jiho. His hands were tied. His face was bloodied. His uniform was torn. But his eyes were clear. He didn't scream. He didn't cry. He just waited. Then he heard it. A deep growl. Low. Angry. And then he saw them. Two golden eyes shining in the dark. The dragon stepped forward. Its wings scraped the walls. Its claws left cuts in the floor. Fire danced between its sharp teeth. It was ready to kill. But Jiho didn't move. He looked at the dragon and did something no one ever did. He smiled. About time, he said quietly. Thought you were just a story. The dragon paused. No fear, no screaming, only calm. That had never happened before in the control room. The guards were watching the video feed. At first, they laughed. Then they grew quiet. What's he doing? One whispered. He should be dead, said another. He's talking to it. Inside the cell, Jiho took one step forward. His chains dragged on the floor. I thought they would throw me in some pit, he said softly. But instead, they brought me home. He dropped to one knee. You remember me, don't you? The dragon's nostrils flared. Smoke curled around its face. Then it let out a sound, not a roar, not a growl. A rumble, deep. Familiar, Jiho looked up at him. They don't know, do they? He said. They don't know who I am. They sure don't know who you are. 20 years ago, during the First Galactic War, Earth had one last secret program project. Skybound. It was a final hope. A plan to create a bond between humans and dragons made from captured alien DNA. Soldiers and beasts, trained to fight together. Only one pair had succeeded. Unit 6, Operative Jiho, and a dragon named Rykon. Together, they had destroyed warships, saved colonies, and won battles, till the project was shut down. Jiho disappeared. Rykon was captured. But now, Jiho stepped closer. Rykon lowered his head. I never stopped looking for you, Jiho whispered. I thought you were dead. The dragon closed its golden eyes. Smoke rose gently from its mouth. Outside the chamber, the guards stared at the screen in silence. One dropped his drink. Another slowly reached for the emergency button. In the room above, General Varnell, the highest Nokian officer, watched. In confusion, his face twisted with anger. Cut the feed, he barked. But before the screen went dark, one last thing was seen. The man the galaxy had forgotten, touching the monster no one could tame. A human, the dragon, and a bond that had never been broken. Everyone on Varno 7 thought the human was dead by now. No one ever walked out of the dragon cell. No one ever came back whole. But something strange was happening. The dragon was not angry. It was not hungry. It was calm, waiting in the cold, metal halls above. General Varnell's voice echoed through the prison speakers. "Bring the human out. Now." Armed guards rushed down with shock rifles and gravity nets. They entered the dragon cell slowly. Rykon growled, his wings lifting, ready to strike. But Jiho raised a hand. "Easy, boy. Not yet." The guards pulled Jiho away. Rykon didn't move, but his eyes followed them, silent, watching. They dragged Jiho to a dark room with metal chairs and blinking lights. General Varnell stood there, arms crossed. "You're not a soldier," he said coldly. "It's something else." Jiho didn't speak. "You bonded with that monster," Varnell said louder. "Tell us how. Tell us how you control it." Jiho looked up slowly. His voice was quiet but strong. "You don't control a dragon," he said. "You earn its trust." Varnell slammed his fist on the table. "We'll cut you open, we'll study your brain, we'll break the bond." Jiho leaned forward. "Try." They tortured him. They offered him food, deals, even freedom. He said nothing. Meanwhile, Rykon refused to eat, refused to sleep, refused to roar. He just waited. Days passed. Then came the night no one forgot. The cameras in Jiho's cell flickered, then static. For 5 minutes the screen was black. When it came back, Jiho was gone. His chains were empty. Alarms screamed through the prison. In Rykon's chamber, the heavy door stood open. The dragon was gone too. "No," Varnell whispered. The east hallway exploded. Guards ran in every direction. Smoke poured through the vents. Emergency lights turned red. Sirens howled. The control tower was hit next. The roof collapsed. Sparks flew from every console. Communication lines were dead by the time guards reached the main hangar. It was already too late. A shadow moved through the fire, massive wings, burning eyes, flame pouring from its mouth or YKN, and on his back. He honed his hands, gripped a metal ring attached to Rykon's old armor. Armor no one had seen in 20 years. "Fire!" Enochian officer screamed. Blasters lit the air. It didn't matter. The flames were faster. Rykon breathed. Fire across the hangar. Metal walls melted. The blast doors turned to ash. Soldiers screamed and fell. Nothing could stop them. The last camera showed Jiho and Rykon lifting into the sky. The dragon's wings cut through the smoke. Fire trailed behind them. Then dash silence. Gone just like that. The next day, the Varno Dominion told the galaxy it was a power failure, a gas leak, a prisoner accident. But people didn't believe it because someone had saved the video. A clip showed Jiho standing in front of the dragon, unarmed, smiling. The dragon didn't kill him. It bowed. People across the stars watched the footage in shock. Some cried, some cheered. They said he was dead. They said dragons couldn't be tamed. He knelt, and it knelt back. The legend of Jiho spread like wildfire. The last dragon knight of Earth. Children whispered his name. Rebels painted his symbol on walls, and in secret, many began to hope again. Somewhere, far from the broken moon, a cloaked ship moved quietly through space. Inside, Rykon rested near the ship's engine room. Jiho sat beside him, wiping black burn marks off one of the dragon's scales. "That wing's getting worse," he muttered. "You still fly like a rock." Rykon huffed. Jiho smiled. "You always hated hangars." The lights dimmed. Outside the window, stars blinked across the black sky. Jiho looked out, his face calm but sharp. "They think we ran away," he said softly. "But we didn't." He stood up, his eyes full of fire. "They're still out there, the ones who made us weapons. The ones who locked you in chains." Rykon lifted his head. A low growl rumbled from his throat. Jiho walked to the control panel. His fingers moved fast. "Let's show them what a real Dragon Knight looks like." The engines hummed louder. Rykon stretched his wings. Jiho smiled. "We're not done yet." And as the stars moved around them, man and dragon prepared to strike again, not as prisoners, but as legends.